How's it going? It's Jeff from jeffrey-thomas.com, and I'm going to go ahead and walk through my bass tab for Rock With You by Michael Jackson. So make sure that you are getting the tab off of my website, requesting that from me, and then that way we can be on the same page, literally, and start to walk through this tune section by section. So here we go. The intro's up first, intro chorus, and we'll take all three endings and then stop at the verse. So here we go. 2, 3, 4. Ending 2. 1, 2, and 3, 4. Back to the top. Ending 3, get ready. Okay, so that's all three endings for the intro. And let me go ahead and run it for you now at 70. Tempo's 112-ish, but it's best for us to take it slow to get everything down. So here we go with the intro at 70. 2, 3, 4. Back to the top. Ending 3. Okay, so there's your intro, all three endings. Now we move into the verse, and I'm going to go ahead and just walk this all the way up to the pre-chorus for you, counting as we go. Here's the verse. Ready, go. 1, 2, E, and 3, 4. 1, 2, E, and 3, 4. 1, 2, E, and 3, 4. 1, 2, E, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, E, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, E, and 4, E, and 1, 2, 3, E, and 4, E, and. Okay, I'm going to stop right there on that lick. A lot of my students, and myself included, was kind of struggling trying to get that. You could, like, I am, but I found that, like, thumb and middle works best on that lick. 3 E, and 4 E, and. Right? 3 E, and 4 E, and it keeps it just simple in the right hand. Anyway, okay, so moving into the pre-chorus. Ready, go. 2 E, and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and a 3, 4 and 1, 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. We can ride the boogie. Wanna rock with you. Back up to the intro, which is the same as the chorus. So tons of cool stuff happening on this tune. You can see the last measure I wrote is a verse fill at 116. So let me go ahead and help you with the placement on that. The fill itself is and it's placed on the third beat, so 3 E and a 4 and. And you can do it two different ways. You can like get everything here, or you can go. So that would be like hammer on, pull off, and I think that actually may be what he's doing on the recording. Or if you've got the chops in the right hand, right? So let me place that fill for you. We're going to go back up to the third line, second measure, and the fill comes in on beat 3 of that second measure. So we're going to play 1, quarter rest on 2, and then. So that's the variation lick there instead of what's written. When he comes back up to do the verse again the second time, there's that fill. So let's go in to some of the details technically on this tune. Uh, it's down a half step to E flat, and I'm assuming that it's on a 4-string just tuned down, but I might be wrong. It may be on a 5-string. I think most guys are going to play it on a 4 and just drop down a half step or keep it at pitch. One of the licks that's really cool is ending 3 of the intro. So let's go to that. I'm talking about the 4th beat. He does this. So it's like a pull off to the open note and then plays the 8. So let me go ahead and run beat and ending 3 for you of the intro. 1, 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. So that's pretty hip. And then cruising into the second line, 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and that 4th beat there. Second measure, second line, last beat, 4 Anna, 4 E Anna. Okay, and then moving into the verse, some of the cool things that happen on the verse are these dead notes that are written as an X. So we'll take the first measure of the verse. We've got 1, 2 E N. So it's like a little click, and I'm just fretting my left hand on the notes. I don't want to produce a tone, so it's just like a dead note. 1, 2 E N, 3, 4. Then the next measure he does it again. 1, 2 E N. So it's on the of beat 2. 2 E N, 3, 4, and then moving into the third line. 1, 2 E N, 3, 4. Okay. So that's like a cool little hit that he does. We already talked about the measure right before the pre-chorus, which is going to be 3 E and 4 E and I'm suggesting P and M for that, but if you can chase it with I and M, that's cool too. The pre-chorus is pretty hip. Let's go through the counting on that. So we've got 1 and 2 E and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 E and 3 E and 4 and. That measure is a little tricky. Let's do that again. First measure, 5th line. 1, 2 E and 3 E and 4 and then. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that is pretty much the majority of the tune. Great bass playing, you know, like almost every Jackson 5 or Michael Jackson tune has just insane bass players on it. So a lot of my students are getting into this kind of stuff. What I will tell you it will require is that all this counting that I'm doing, you know, the 1 Iana and all that, if you're not clear on that, make sure that you are going to a lesson on my website called 16th note subdivisions. And that, look, with this kind of playing, hip hop, R&B, pop, you are going to have to be able to count 16th notes. It's a code, if you will, for how 16th notes are divided, and like all musicians speak it. Drummers, yeah, drummers are musicians too. Just kidding, just kidding. Drummers, keyboard players, guitar players, everybody's going to be saying, no, you're in on the of beat 2 or whatever it may be, or you know, your pickups on the E-an of beat 3. So you've got to really understand that lingo, and that has to do with you, you know, if you don't already know it, taking on some good lessons on how to understand that coding. So I can't stress that enough. Like it's unavoidable. You can get lucky and you can play by ear, or you can get smart and you can go find the good videos and lessons on 16th notes and the counting, and also the technique that goes along with them too. So there's no avoiding them, and hopefully that gets you on the right track with this tune. And then if you need help on 16th notes, that you can start looking down that road as well. Okie doke. Thanks a lot.